Simpson. And Japan have gone absent without leave. This is Whitmore. Hall and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. It is the Reggae Boys who take the lead.
Ball shot.
Greetings, sports fans. Happy New Year again. Welcome to BCN Sports Halftime Show. Happy New Year, because this is the first halftime show for 2026. What year this is? My name is Benton and I'm with George. Wagwan family, how you stay?
Well, I'm good enough. I'm here. Ready up.
Yeah, man. We have Marcus Collins of Bright Idea Sports that will be joining us in about 3 minutes or so. So as soon as Marcus jump on, he will be discussing and giving us an overview of the NFL playoff kicking off this weekend. We have Jamaican football news. Junior interim head coach Rudolph Speed held his first press conference as the man in charge. And a lot was said and a lot was not said. We'll take a look at that. Liam Rose Sr. is the man over at Chelsea who is in charge. We'll take a look at the English Premier League results, AFCON Cup of Nations quarterfinals, and of course, forgot about the English Premier League to mention the big game tomorrow, Junior. Liverpool versus Arsenal, and Dominic Slobosly had something nice to say leading into that game. All right, while we wait for Marcus, big up to all those on the live. Make sure to smash the like button. Junior, hopefully you're having a wonderful day. But while we wait for Marcus to jump on, we can discuss some cricket news. Keeping an eye here on this Australian versus England game at lunch. Australia need another 89 runs to win the fourth Test match of the five Test match series. So they will.
The fourth, yeah.
Yeah, so they will. The series already rest to bed. They should. They probably wish they would knock this off for lunch and just go at them yard.
Might as well. But that first innings from Australia was devastating, though.
Yeah.
I mean, 567 runs, and the captain did, like I say, it was a responsible, 138, I think.
Yeah, he did.
Whatever it was.
Steve Smith did quite well, and Travis Head made a top score of 160 something, I think, 170 something.
160 something, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I think in totality of the series, it's just Australia ran out the blocks, won the first 3 games convincingly. Then, the sky's falling in England. You don't know how the English media is when their teams get butter bruise, aka fix up. Man drinking all over the place. That was some of the... Marcus is joining us. We don't have to talk about no more cricket.
Yeah.
Let me get this thing set up. The three viewers. Marcus Collins, Wagwan family, how you stay?
Hey, what's going on, brothers? How y'all doing tonight?
Doing well. You should
Marcus,
learn Pato by now, Marcus. You've been on BCN Sports. Let me get these templates set up. Well, have you learned some Pato by now?
Hey, man, I'm a mobile guy, so I'm in different places at different times. You know what I mean?
Let me get there. But overall, thank you for joining us. It's all about the NFL playoff coming up this weekend. I know this is a time of year for you as I get these things resized up. But talk to us, man, before we get to the playoff. Head coaches got kicked out. No more coach Raheem Morrison here in the Atlanta neighborhood. That means I won't have to run into Raheem at Publix next time.
Yeah, unfortunately, Raheem got his walking papers, but the writing was on the wall. Looks like Arthur Blank finally cleaned house totally. The real hidden gem in the clearinghouse was getting rid of Rich McKay. Yeah. I think Rich McKay has been a cancer for the Falcons for a very long time. Ever since he was demoted from being GM and still having his input in operations and things going on with the Falcons. And I think his influence has caused us to make a whole lot of bad picks during the draft and has set the Falcons franchise back quite a bit. I mean, he was responsible for Thomas Dimitroff being the GM who signed some terrible contracts. And he continuously put his nose in the business and didn't allow these guys to actually do the job they were hired to do. So I'm looking forward to this fresh start. It gives me hope now that the Falcons may be able to right the ship and may be able to be a good franchise finally after all these years.
Okay,
Are
Marcus.
you hoping? Are you hoping for Harbaugh?
I don't really know. I'm in between because Harbaugh is really a CEO type coach, and I think the Falcons would benefit from that. But I think it would depend on who he hires as his coordinator because that's been the frustrating thing for the Falcons. I kind of want a coach who's innovative, who can really come in and put in a dynamic offense and bring along a good defensive coordinator. But Harbaugh would give us some stability and experience that we haven't had in Atlanta for a long time. And I think that would be good for the franchise as far as making good picks, making good sound decisions in games, actually coaching and actually making good decisions, like calling timeout when you need to call timeout, things like that. I think he would be good for it. So if they did go with him, I wouldn't be upset because after giving a try with all these coordinators, I think we need some stability for sure.
You know what? Just run through some of the coaches that got let go for us. Quickly, family, before we get to the playoff. I think Cleveland. You know, someone's even mentioned that Mr. Stefanski.
Stefanski, yeah.
Yeah, out of Cleveland could be a good fit for the Atlanta Falcons.
I think he's a good coach. I do think that he has good scheme in
Really?
terms of coaching and calling plays. But I think it was some internal conflict going on in Cleveland this year. So I don't think he gave forth his best effort, if you get what I mean, based upon what I've been reading and what was going on up there. I think he kind of wasn't doing his best job, to say, the least, in Cleveland this year. But if you look at his past track record in terms of when he actually had a quarterback and was able to have a team, he's pretty dynamic play caller. Maybe he can be an offensive coordinator. How about that?
All right, okay. And then who else we got out the door in NFL coaches who are out of a job?
We got the Cardinals coach. He was fired. He got a bad shake. I think Kyler Murray is not really an NFL prototypical type of quarterback. And this guy really, I watched him a lot because I thought I wanted to see how he would really, if he could really make Kyler Murray into the quarterback that they boosted him up to be. I think he's a good coach. I just think he got a bad deal with the team that he had. Hope that he gets another chance to coach somewhere. I think that would be a good fit somewhere. Maybe Falcons can look at him. But I think that'll be good. The coach getting fired. I think he's had enough chances. He just couldn't get it together. So they're going in another direction. I saw that coming. And the Titans already fired their coach, and they actually interviewed Raheem for their job. So
The
Ryan,
Raiders.
Ryan making moves quickly there, huh?
yeah, I know, right?
No, but the last couple of weeks for the Falcons, that looks good on Raheem's resume. I mean,
Yeah.
he
No,
what,
but
5 in a row or
Yeah.
something like that, 4 in a row.
But,
Yeah.
So
but good on your resume or not, Junior. This is you need to win games when it matters.
yeah, he,
And
he was one win away, or one bounce of the ball away from still having his job.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny because we saw that you talk about Harbaugh. There's a meme that's out there with the Pittsburgh Steelers goal line, and to the right and the left of the goal post it says what's the Pittsburgh coach name again?
Harbaugh.
yeah,
Tomlin.
Yeah,
Tomlin.
yeah,
Tomlin
yeah.
fired. It says no, Tomlin fired is in the middle, and Harbaugh fired to the right or the left of the goalpost. So it's showing how close of a margin it is. Because if Homeboy had hit
Yep.
the field goal for Baltimore, chances are Tomlin, they wouldn't fire him. Chances are Tomlin would have retired,
Yeah.
or resigned, or go to college, right?
Right.
So is fine margins. I think Raheem can coach. I just think that Raheem is one that needs an offensive coordinator. He needs a good offensive coordinator.
I agree.
I correct me. You guys are the NFL experts. Before we get to the playoffs, Marcus Collins, playoff preview. Marcus Collins of Bright Idea Sports, joining us on BCN Sports Halftime Show. I mean, you need a head coach who's essentially gonna manage different scenarios, right? Isn't that the main responsibility of the
Correct.
head coach to manage the situation? No,
Correct.
Depends.
and with that being said, if we agree, I mean, the Falcons on the on a Raheem Morris during stressful, high intense pressure situation, they have consistently failed to manage those moments.
I agree.
So
I agree.
move up, time for go on a yard, time to
Right.
go.
We looking forward, not backwards. Okay.
Yeah. Junior mentioned Harbaugh, the kicker, young kicker, rookie.
Yeah.
Do you agree with putting that rookie in that scenario, man?
He had no choice. I mean, that's his
Yeah, that's what
kicker
he
for the
drafted
whole
for.
year.
Bro, you got Travis Henry. You got Travis Henry, the leading mad dog in the NFL running back. Lamar Jackson, supposed to be the hottest thing since sliced bread. And you're putting this game on a rookie kicker?
He's a professional.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be able to do that.
God damn. I would be like, man, Lamar, somebody got to get this ball in the end zone.
I mean, that's the goal, of course, Ben, but you got to understand. I mean, in these situations, that's what you count on those guys to do, is to make those big kicks. And they just had Justin Tucker for what, 16 years
Yeah.
or something, and he's been automatic for them towards the end. So they've been spoiled to have a good kicking game, and supporting a team who's struggled with kicking for years.
Yeah.
You know that it's not something that just comes naturally and easily. So, I mean, the guy gave it his best. I mean, it happens, bro. I mean, it's just part of the game. You can't really get down on the kid. I mean, that's
This
just part
is
of
true.
it. You
Can't
know?
get down on the kid. Cannot get
Nah.
down.
Nah.
All right, let's circle. So that's it. Anything else before we get to the playoffs
No.
that you want to highlight? Anything- Junior.
I have a question. So, Marcus, for all the coaches that have been fired, how surprised are you that Miami Dolphins haven't made a change?
I'm very surprised. I'm very surprised that they haven't made a change. And I don't really understand why not, because I don't think that I really think that they're putting the blame on Tua and not on McDaniels. And I think it's a chance. It's one of those situations where they've just washed their hands of Tua before they wash their hands of McDaniels. I don't understand why they haven't fired him. Maybe they don't want to go looking for another coach, or maybe they have to pay him too much money, or they decided that Tua was the reason why they haven't been good. So I'm shocked that he's not gone. I really am. I really am.
All right, Junior. Anything else for the before we get to playoffs, Junior? Anything else you wanna chime in? Chop
So
up.
since we talk about the home team, the Falcons, when I think what sunk Raheem Morris was that draft and getting Michael Penix. Now, when you look back at that draft 2 years later, and you say, you know what? We couldn't foresee what happened to Kirk Cousins or how long that injury would be. But the fact that you look at that draft and see that Bo Nix was selected after Penix. Now, when as an Atlanta fan and going into this year's draft where they're drafting in purgatory again. I mean, when you have such a good record and you didn't make the playoffs, you're not drafting high. What would you want to see the next regime, not coach, but the next Atlanta Falcons regime do? Do you want them to go big time, like what? Let's say Rich McKay was the one that went big time, crazy with the picks, or do you want them to go old school, draft, go back in the draft and build a squad? What do you think the Falcons are missing?
So the way the Falcons are built, The one good thing we have to know that Terry Fontenot got the Falcons out of salary cap hell. Tommy Dimitrov signed a whole bunch of bad contracts, so there was a lot of dead cap space. And the bad contract that Terry Fontenot brought on was the Kirk Cousins. And I don't really blame him a lot for Kirk Cousins, only because the Falcons were desperate for a quarterback, and they had to pay him in order to get him, and they did what they had to do. The Michael Penix pick, I think, was a opportunity for them to make a splash or to die on the sword. And in this particular case, because of the way things played out, they pretty much died on the sword because Michael Penix is probably not going to be that great of a quarterback with those bad knees. I think, to be honest with you, I think that this was the first time that those guys really got a chance to make real decisions. I think Terry Fontenot got the first time to really make real decisions. I think they did well with giving up those draft picks to get James Pierce Jr. If you really think about it, this was the first time the Falcons really hit on a draft pick where you can actually see and think that these guys could turn out to be maybe some Hall of Fame or at least Pro Bowl type players. And I think this is where that Rich McKay effect came in. I think it was the first time they had that chance. But as you said, I think that when you have a chance to do that and you make a mistake with a pick like Penix, and then you talk about cleaning house, everybody's got to go. GM, coach, everybody's got to go because now you're trying to change the entire culture. And what all I'm looking forward to is the Falcons hire experienced people who know what they're doing so that they can come in and actually build this team in the draft without signing bogus contracts with overrated players and hoping and wishing and getting fans' hopes up that this team is going to be any good when it's a league for young guys. And that's just being honest. If you look around the league, it's the young guys that are actually making the splash. So you got to go out here and scout, watch some college football or whatever you got to do, and go and get the young guys in this draft in the 5th, 6th, 3rd, 4th round of the draft and build this team because you got a good nucleus of young guys. I mean, this last draft was really, really good. You just need somebody to come in to help build on that.
Plus, the division. Nobody's running away with this division anytime soon. So you have time. So,
yeah.
So my last question for the Falcons. Kyle Pitts. Are you giving him a contract extension or are you moving on?
So once again, I've had a conversation with a friend about this, and this is not to say nothing about Kyle Pitts in terms of how talented he is or how great he could be in the future. But if you don't have a coach that is committed to using Kyle Pitts the way that Kyle Pitts has to be used, then don't waste the money on him. If you're not going to use him as a receiving tight end and not trying to make him block and actually get him out running routes, if you're not going to do that, then go get that type of tight end and spend less money and spend that money on something else that we can use it for. But to spend it on him and not actually use him the way that he's actually the most benefit to the team, that's where I just get confused. So it depends on the coach. If we get a coach that's like, okay, I got a plan for Kyle Pitts, I know how I'm going to use him in this offense, then, of course, give him the money because I think he's a talented guy. But I think if you don't have that mentality, then you're wasting money because he's not a blocker. Yeah.
Right.
So just to recap regarding the Falcons, and for my benefit, because you're the man, the NFL guru. Rich McKay transitioned out from CEO. So who's the new CEO now?
So they had an internal guy that they promoted to CEO.
Okay.
From my understanding is that he has been a little bit more involved with the operations and picks and drafts of that nature. And he supposedly has a good young mind or outlook on how the team needs to be built. So,
so
yeah.
Greg, it says here Greg Beatles.
Yeah,
is the new CEO. Okay. And so Rich McKay is still with the organization. He's just taking on a broader role with sports and entertainment.
He's moving on to other ventures that Arthur Blank owns.
So we're convinced that he will not be involved with football anymore. if he's the cornerstone of the issue.
This time, it seems, because remember,
Okay.
supposedly he wasn't involved already.
Okay.
And
Okay.
and now supposedly he is totally out of the picture.
And so Terry Fontenot is out, also the GM. Matt
Right.
Ryan reportedly has been interviewed for what role?
As team president in operations. So
What? A man who's on TV commentary? What the-
yeah, this is that once again those Falcons making bad decisions. I was talking about this as well. I mean, Matt Ryan was a good quarterback, but I don't understand how that makes him a good team president. And I don't understand if he knows how to do a good job as team president. So I don't know if he knows how to pick good players just because he know how to play well. So it's just once again we keep doing these dumb things of putting people in places who have no experience of doing those things.
I love Uncle Arthur, though. I love him. I love
Oh,
him. I just want the
man.
man to win a Super Bowl, bro.
You can't win like this, man. You can't win like this. Oh,
All right, let's get to the NFL playoffs.
all right.
Wild card weekend this weekend. Games coming up. Rams versus Panthers on Saturday for 30 p.m. Packers Bears Saturday night. Talk to us. Should I just run through the schedule? Wild card
Yeah,
Sunday. Bills versus Jaguars. Niners versus the Dirty Eagles, Junior Eagles. And Sunday night, the Chargers versus the Patriots. Surprisingly, the Patriots has been exceptionally good this season. Just because they got rid of one man, the coach. And the Texans versus the Dirty Steelers on Monday night. Julia and Marcus, you guys are the NFL gurus. Tell me what games I need to keep an eye on here, Marcus. It's a long weekend, first and foremost.
Well, my first game on the slate that I'm looking forward to seeing is the Chargers versus the Patriots, believe it or not. I think that the Patriots played a very, very soft schedule. And I think that the Chargers are a pretty good team, even though they have those injuries on the offensive line. I do think that they're pretty good, and I'm looking forward to seeing how the Patriots go up against a pretty good defense. This Drake May hype has been going on, but he's been playing subpar competition. So we're going to see what he does against this Charger defense, which is pretty good. They get good pressure on the quarterback. Their secondary is pretty good. They don't give up the run much. So it's going to be a hard-fought battle. And actually, I'm picking the Chargers in an upset there, only because I think they're going to handle them pretty well, personally. The other game that I think is going to be interesting is the Jaguars and the Bills. The Jaguars have been hot lately. They've been getting better and better week after week after week. And if you look at who's in the playoffs, the only superstar quarterback that's in the playoffs per se that hasn't won a Super Bowl is Josh Allen. So we're going to see if Superman is going to be able to go down to Florida and take the Jaguars out, who have a very good team. And the Bills have a whole lot of deficits. They have a whole lot of holes in their defense. They give up the run a whole lot. Their secondary isn't that good. The offense, their receivers, they don't have any great receivers, and Josh Allen is doing all the work, and Cook is running. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can pull this out. I think the NFL is probably going to pull some strings on that one to keep Josh Allen and them in the game. So
Those are the views of Marcus Collins and
I'm picking the Bills
BCN.
on that one. I'm picking the Bills on that one. But those are the two most interesting ones. But I think Saturday night's going to be pretty status quo. I think Rams are going to destroy the Panthers. I think Green Bay is going to get Chicago, even though it's going to be snowing, which would be an interesting game on Saturday. But I think Chicago's going to get them. The Eagles and 49ers is interesting. The Eagles, like I said, Junior, and I don't know if you remember this, but I said that offensive coordinator was going to be the Achilles heel on how he actually calls the game and being able to mix it up and be able to keep teams all on their toes. If Trent Williams, the offensive tackle for the 49ers, if he plays on Sunday, I'm picking the 49ers to upset the Eagles. If he does not play, the Eagles will beat the 49ers. Only because I don't believe in that offensive coordinator. He screws up everything for the Eagles, I think. And I think that's gonna come to a head playing a team with a hot quarterback like Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey. And last but not least, Pittsburgh and Houston. I think that Pittsburgh has been one of those very lucky teams, and I think Houston's defense is for real. Houston has lost in the first round, I think, the past 2 or 3 years, but they've always had home field advantage because they win the AFC South. This is one of the first times that they're going to go on the road. They have a young, hungry team defense-wise, and C.J. Stroud is hit or miss, but I think they'll hit enough to beat Pittsburgh Steelers. So that's how I see the playoffs.
You putting your money where your mouth is, man?
Oh yeah, I'm confident about these, man. I looked at the matchups and I was just like, yeah, this is going to be one of the crazier playoffs than we ever seen. Even though the Seahawks and the Broncos are the #1 seed, I still think that it's still anybody's game for the Super Bowl. I really do. I don't think any of these teams are superior over another one. That it just seems like this team is destined for the Super Bowl. So I'm curious to see who's going to pan out. It could be anybody.
I agree 100%. I think Seahawks has more question marks around them. The Broncos, though, I saw them live when they were just getting their gears turning. I went to the Philly game when they beat Philadelphia. And I'm telling you right now, we all know that coach can coach. We all know offensive, he's a very good coach.
Yeah.
But that defense is something else. And it's going to be hard to beat Broncos at Mile High. It's just going to be hard. It's just going to be hard. So Sean Payton all Sean Payton wants is just for his team to keep him in the game in the fourth quarter.
You're right.
He will fix it.
You're right about that.
So that's what's dangerous about them. The Texans, I agree with you on the Texans. However, I don't like Aaron Rodgers. Personally, I don't like him as a human being. But as a quarterback, I respect the hell out of him. And I'm telling you right now, Texans is a dome team. They got to travel to Pittsburgh in that cold. And no defense travels. But that offense has to travel as well. And Pittsburgh will play defense. If it's one thing we know about Pittsburgh, they will play defense. So watch for that game. That game, I'm telling you right now, that game is an upset special. Packers and Bears, I think Bears, everybody down on the Packers because they lost homeboy from Dallas. They got from that. I don't they down on them. But I don't believe in the Bears. I don't believe in Caleb Williams. I don't believe in the Bears. So those two games, though, I'm telling you, something. Texans, I like the coach, but you take a dome team, put them in the cold, especially a team from Houston, and put them in Pittsburgh, January at night. Watch out.
Got a good point there, Junior. I mean, you really do. But I here's the key. I think it's going to be a field goal game, and karma is a mug. So, they just came through with a missed field goal and made it to the playoffs. I'm calling it here live. Texans win by 3 with the field goal from their kicker. They are notorious for kicking field goals. I see what you're saying, though. I'm with you, but that Pittsburgh defense is not the same Pittsburgh defense that and C.J. Stroud and those young guys. It's not like these old, veterans. These are young guys that don't know they don't know. And you know, it doesn't take but maybe one or two catches to actually change this game.
So TJ Watt might be a big factor. How much
Yeah,
have he recovered from that collapse lung might be a
that's
big
true.
factor.
That's true.
Yeah.
And Marcus, you said that Texans might win this game.
Right.
But just to circle back and linking this to the similar point you made earlier about the Bills, if the NFL is interested in keeping Josh Allen alive, won't they do the same for the man Aaron Rodgers, the myth, the
No.
legend? Don't the NFL hierarchy love him?
He's had his time. He had his prime time.
Okay, so he's
He,
not loved.
he's playing on borrowed time right
Oh,
now.
he's playing on Bride. Okay, all right.
NFL would rather see D'Amico Ryans going up against Sean Payton
Right.
right now. I think they would rather see CJ Stroud going up against
I
Sean
can
Payton.
see Fox News rolling out and CBS News rolling out a big pregame behind Aaron Rodgers.
That's true. That's true.
That's a huge. They told him he couldn't do anything. They threw him to the wolves, the Jets, all his troubles, and here he is. He's about to take his Steelers back to the Super Bowl.
Not Super Bowl. They take it to a playoff.
Yeah, don't go that
That's
far, right?
slow down.
But I want to ask you a question before you exit stage left, Marcus. Jordan Love,
Yeah.
Packers quarterback, been out for the tail end of the regular season. Any concern here about Russ? Hasn't played in what 3-4 weeks?
No concerns. Here's the deal, and this is what I kind of gather from some of my research over the past couple of days. Jordan Love, if you go back and look at his concussion per se, it wasn't one of those he was knocked out type of concussions or one of those where he got up and he was bewildered and didn't know where he was. It was one of those where it was done out of precaution. And to be honest with you, I think the Packers are kind of pulling one of those cards where they're like was pretty much resting him up and getting him ready for the playoffs. And I think that he's coming back in this game, and I'm really expecting a big game out of him to really tear the Bears up. To be honest with you,
Well, you're full of conspiracies tonight. Bright
No,
ideas.
no, but you know what, Ben? You have to look at how things move for sure.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, just give you another example,
Yeah.
Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams was ready to play last week, but he didn't play.
Yeah,
You know, and why didn't he play?
yeah.
And he's ready. They're getting him ready for the playoffs. You know?
I hope Devontae got his money for last week.
Oh, he did. He got his check. Leave that. But I think, but no, I do. I
But
think
yeah, it's
sometimes
understandable.
These coaches play these mind games with
Yes,
teams
yes,
and
yes.
play lame and
Yeah.
don't play certain ways and things like that just to get the mental advantage. I mean,
Yeah.
it's more than just physical in football. So
This is true.
I do see that. You know,
This is true. Marcus Collins of Bright Ideas Sports joining us. San Francisco Eagles, juniors team, the Philadelphia Eagles, defending Super Bowl champs. What is wrong with the Philadelphia Eagles, Marcus? Why is this team so moody? So
Man.
moody like a side gal,
there's no consistency in
aka
play calling.
side piece, as you
Man, this offensive system that's been installed for this year is not very innovative at all. The offensive line is not the same as it was last year. What's really surprising to me is how they're not able to run the ball as consistently as they were last year as well. And the play calling is just atrocious, man. I mean, it's atrocious. There's no rhythm. There's no rhyme to it. It's just not good. This offensive coordinator is doing exactly what I thought he would do this year, was just mess up that chemistry that they had the year before. I don't trust him enough to be able to call the game in a way to keep defenses off balance. Only because it just doesn't seem like he has an idea or a plan on what he wants to do and how to attack certain teams. And it's costing them. And I think in order for them to get back to that elite level, they're gonna have to get a new offensive coordinator, but that's his boy. So I don't know if he'll fire him or not. But
And I know Junior want to chime in, but I just want to make sure, Marcus, you're taking a one-man team because I consider the San Francisco 49ers a one-man team. Christian was it McCaffrey or
Yep.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey or McKinney or whatever his name.
McCaffrey.
CMC. McCaffrey.
Yep.
CMC. Is that the initial? A one-man team going to the Lincoln Financial Stadium in Philadelphia. Are you taking that team to beat the Eagles?
Benton, you know what matters a lot in the NFL?
Yeah.
Coaching. And San Francisco has a coach that not only is a good coach in calling plays, but he's good at coming up with a plan.
And again, I'm going to keep pushing you on this, Marcus.
And
You standing firm on it. The coach of the San Francisco 49ers, Kyle Shanahan, blew the Falcons 28-3 leads at halftime in the Super Bowl. And you backing this knucklehead?
This guy calls masterpieces when he wants to, man.
Well, why couldn't he call one for the Falcons to win the Super Bowl?
I know, right?
You're a brave man. You're a brave man, Marcus. Brave.
Hey, that's
brave.
my upset of the weekend, man.
That's cool. It's cool. But let me just give you guys some stats real quick. So Brock Purdy threw for 2,167 yards, right? We know who their rushing leader was, right? Christian McCaffrey. Who do you think was their leader in receiving yards?
Christian McCaffrey.
924 yards. You know what's the next? Is one Joanne Jennings, 643.
But the other guy is injured, ain't he? That tattooed up dude. What's his name?
Who, George Kittle?
Yeah.
He was.
He was. He should be back this week.
No,
Yeah,
but it doesn't matter though, because Christian McCaffrey had 102 receiving receptions. The next closest reception was George Kittle. Granted, he only played 11 games, so Brock Purdy is just going to George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey. What you said about the offense, if Eagles' offense is 100% accurate. However, I don't think there's a team in the NFC that want to play against this Eagles front seven. And if the 49ers think they're going to come in, we remember what happened the last time the 49ers visit the link in the playoffs. Brock Purdy didn't finish the game. He had the stinger in his elbow. They got to him. And they got to him early and often. And this is the same thing's going to happen. I agree. The Eagles, the only way Eagles lose, they have to beat themselves. They have to have some dumb turnovers, and Jalen Hurts have to just look clueless on third down. But I don't think San Francisco is going to walk in with a one-man offense team and beat Eagles. It's not. It's
Hey,
possible.
I'm moving back my money. I'm moving back I'm canceling the bet. The Eagles.
You bring up a valid point, Junior. But here's the facade that Benton brought up that we don't see is that they have George Kittle back. They're gonna have Ricky Pearsall back. They got Juwan Jennings still there. So we really have not seen a full complement of them having their receivers for the 49ers. And Brock Purdy is in rhythm right now. And when I mean by he's in rhythm is that he's not holding the ball long anymore. He's like getting rid of it. So that front seven, that's why I said Trent Williams is the key. If Trent Williams, if he's playing, Brock Purdy will have time to throw the ball. But if he's not playing, it's a wrap. They're going to lose. So that's going to be the key for me as far as what I've seen with the 49ers this year is that if Trent Williams is playing, Brock Purdy plays a whole hell of a lot better than when he's not playing. So if I see that, that's the only factor for me. That's it.
All right. Trick Williams is the man. It's not CMC. It's not Christian. It's Trick.
Trent.
Trent.
Yeah. Trent Williams.
Trent Williams. Trent Williams.
Yep.
My hearing is going, Marcus, but I think I heard you correctly. You're standing firm on that San Francisco 49ers pick.
Today, yes.
Yeah, you took a bit of a delay there, but you
No,
standing.
I'm standing pretty firm, man. I mean, seriously, man. I know that that offense is gonna catch up with the Eagles, man. It's gonna catch them, and I can see it brewing. I can see the AJ Brown talking about he don't want to be here no more. I can see Jalen talking about guys need to da 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 da. I can just see the whole thing, bro. I can see it.
I
I
agree.
can see it.
I agree.
What's the injury concern with Trent Williams?
He had a hamstring, and he didn't play last week.
What? He's
against
a
the
left
Seahawks.
tackle.
Yeah, left tackle.
Man, you better put some dirt on that and roll out.
I think it was precautionary too. I think
It's one of those mind games. Another one of those mind games.
no. I think he was dinged up, but they didn't want to take any chances. That's how important he is. They already win the playoffs, so they were like, it don't matter what seed. I mean, we don't get the number one. We need him. If we don't get him, it doesn't matter. You know.
There is a family. You hear it from the expert, Marcus Collins, Bright Idea Sports. I'm going with the Eagles. Recap who you picking for the other games for me.
All right,
Junior just said I salt up the Eagles. I just bad luck at the Eagles.
Damn, there it is. See, I'm going with the Rams. I'm going with Green Bay. Then I'm gonna come back with Buffalo, and then I'm going with 49ers today. then I'm going with the Chargers in the upset of the Patriots, and then I got the Houston Texans over the Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right,
That's my final picks.
man himself, Junior.
You're taking a California good weather San Diego team to travel to the Patriots in Foxborough in the cold against that's it. Woo. Okay, we'll see.
That's what somebody else said. That's what somebody else said to me. But I just feel like it's one of those years where what we think is gonna happen is the year for it not to happen.
Yeah.
And we see it. Patrick Mahomes not in the playoffs. Lamar Jackson not in the playoffs. If we said that at the beginning of the season, you would have called me crazy. So I'm just saying this is one of those years that things that you don't expect comes around and happens. So that's why I'm calling what I'm calling. That's the way the year's been going.
Hey, look, we can't take Field to Vegas, bro. We need picks. We got bills to pay.
Hey man, well, you know what? And also, just speaking of that, I was looking at Vegas and looking at where the money was going.
Yeah.
So it's kind of aligning with what I'm saying.
Oh, really? That's where the money's flowing. Interesting.
Well, no, it was flowing in ways where Vegas was going to win. I'll put it to you like that.
Of course.
Like that. Yeah.
Marcus Collins, Bright Idea Sports. Big up yourself, man. Tell how people can get in touch with you. Next week again, throughout the playoffs, boom. We'll circle back and get you in again, get you recap and the look ahead for the games coming up.
Yeah, man.
How can people get in touch with you, man?
Yeah, check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Bright Idea Sports. We got some playoff snippets coming up here soon for DFS, and get your picks in. I've given you here on BCN, but it may change. So check us out Saturday morning. You may hear me say a few things different.
We might be updating them picks at 2 p.m. Saturday. Hey, what time is the cutoff bet in Vegas? What time is it?
I think it's like 10 minutes before kickoff. Yeah.
Right at kickoff. Yeah. Junior keeping an eye on the line. One last question before you go, because it's a long time we haven't spoken about football. Pete Carroll, is that the end? Is that the end for him?
Yeah, I think that's it for him. Nobody's going to be interested in 74-year-old Pete Carroll. The NFL's funny, man. I sometimes I think they do things out of like almost a sympathy or a favor per se, because there was no point of that guy getting that job. I mean, the Raiders didn't improve in any form, shape, or fashion this year, and Yeah, he should ride into the sunset. And then to hear that he hired his sons to be assistant coaches. Once again, you have no experience doing anything, but you get a job. Come on, man.
Of course, we family.
Yeah, right.
Of course.
And now all y'all fired.
we just need to insert that big payout to the firing.
Right.
Big up yourself, Marcus. Have a wonderful Thursday and the rest of the week, man. We keep an eye on these games. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Big up, Marcus. So, Marcus, as you're going away, I know you're an Atlanta sports fan, so I'm just going to leave you with this. We don't have to comment on it, but I will leave you with this, and people go to Bright Idea Sports for Marcus's instant response to this. The Hawks are trading Trae Young to Wizards for McCollum and Kispert. Little more right.
And with that, another Atlanta blooper. Thank you very much. Man,
Sources have confirmed that.
This city is cursed, man. I'm telling you.
We need to cleanse the city, man.
I'm getting a new team.
Hey, I guess we're going to find out who the rapper's going to go downtown to watch now.
Right.
Hey, Magic City is about to be packed. Instead of the game. Boys be going. Nobody going to Hawks game, man. All right, Marcus.
All right, brothers.
Stay up, bro. We'll see you. Catch you on the next one.
See y'all next week.
Take care, man.
All right.
All right, bro.
There you go. There you go, fam. Marcus Collins of Bright Idea Sport. Let me go ahead and close that. Junior, we're going to pivot quickly to football now. The other football. Close the one there. Double screen. Junior, go ahead. Start as I get this thing out. As I figure out these two screens. Close. All right. EPL roundup. Games took place today. Manchester United 2-2 with Burnley. And Man City dropped points again today.
Yeah, I mean, assuming Arsenal take care of business tomorrow, Arsenal is gone with the league. Let's assume Arsenal takes care of business tomorrow. It's over.
Did you say hope or let's assume?
No, assuming Arsenal take care of business, and there's no way Arteta didn't send a text to his players before going to bed this morning, or last night, and say, "Yo, we have to take care of business tomorrow." I mean, we should expect to see Arsenal run out like the heroes of fire with this opportunity that they have. What we're talking about is Man City, Aston Villa both drop points today. Both draw their
Aston
games.
Villa wasn't in the title race, right? So the coach.
They were. Aston Villa was in the title race. Come on. They were in the title race. No, we didn't expect them. I didn't expect them to sustain the race that they're doing, but they were in a title race.
So Man City drop points. The Pep Guardiola said the result is the result. They got 1 point, we got 1 point. He emphasized the issue with converting. I mean, of course, they're having a lot of injuries in the back line, but his concern was that, we had so many chances to win the game and we just didn't score. And I think it's something that we have discussed here, is that if Erling Haaland, by his standards, goes into a rough patch, who will do the scoring? Who will do the extra? And it seems like they're in that stage right now.
Yeah, it's just one game, and we talk about this.
Well, three drawn games in the Premier League on the chart, right?
Yeah, but it was all right. You're right, but Arsenal has to bet. This is Arsenal's opportunity to gain are to add
Yeah,
space.
to separate by what? 8 points.
Right. Like yeah, so assuming Arsenal continue on the path that they are on. Because we know Arsenal is going to have their bad run of games, It's going to happen. There will it be consecutive or will it be just a one-off draw game here? Could be tomorrow. They could draw the game tomorrow, and then they go back to winning ways. So if we are a third party or if we are just fans watching it and hoping for a title race, then we're so disappointed in Pep. But I like what Pep said. The result is a result. We move on. Or
Yeah, but
whatever.
that's a frustrating Pep. If you probably one year the other Pep run corner probably cost P a clot. I mean, we saw the visible frustration during the game when I think Erling Haaland missed a sitter, and then Ryan Cherokee missed another one. He was like, he was so frustrated. He's like, "Yo, do your job." He says, "Do." In fact, he says, "You have to do your job."
And it happens. It's a game. Which is true, but it happens. So cool. Arsenal, it's on you now.
He says, "Too many clear chances and all the people up front. Unfortunately, we could not score. Scoring goals is part of doing your job." End quote. That's that was Pep Guardiola, a very frustrated Pep Guardiola at the end. Big up to BM, big up BM. Finally got this thing set up now. Running through the results today and yesterday. Nottingham Forest defeated West Ham 2-1. You were watching that game yesterday, I think. And I think you said something like Nuno could be fired again. Is that a concern if I'm not mistaken?
Hell yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
What do you mean, hell yeah? Why would you fire Nuno?
Why would I not fire Nuno?
Because your side is an idiot side. There's no one's gonna see. If Nuno cannot save this team, who is gonna come save you?
Wait, okay. Nuno is not. Okay, all right. That's a loaded statement. Let's just break it up into parts. West Ham, I think someone posted something where Nuno is like the fourth or the fifth highest paid coach or something like that. He's not good. He's not getting good returns. So West Ham, they're just finding ways to lose. They took the lead
Yes.
in that game on their own goal. They didn't
Yeah.
even score it. Their own goal. And you just give up at the game. I think Nuno is on borrowed time. I think he has to turn it around. But they are at risk of getting relegated. They really are. So it's dangerous. It's dangerous times for Nuno right now.
I mean, all right. I hear you, Junior. But I as you know, full disclosure, I'm a fan of Nuno, and this is based on the body of work of Nuno. We have seen Nuno achieve something very special at Wolverhampton. He achieved something special where else? At Nottingham Forest. So it's not a one-trick pony. So if you back Nuno,
Wait. What did he achieve at Nottingham Forest that was special? At Tottenham that was special.
Tottenham is Tottenham side. Tottenham is
You
always
said he had,
Tottenham is always
he
foolishness,
didn't achieve
Junior.
anything.
So who show me the person that achieved something special at Tottenham, and then we can talk.
Pochettino did.
What was the special achievement?
He had Pochettino on a good run. But Nuno at Wolves.
Nuno has Wolves and
Nuno
Wolverhampton
at Wolves
and
was
Forest.
good. But Nuno outside of Wolves has failed the Nuno at Wolves. And if Nuno at Wolves had a crystal ball and look and said, this is what your future is, he would have never left Wolves. So, with that being said, would it be too harsh to fire him right now? Yes, it would be harsh. However, West Ham is not getting any better. They're just not.
Junior, we didn't expect West Ham to get any better.
So why is Nuno getting paid all this money?
Well, look, if they offer me a night, they needed a manager. How many managers has West Ham gone through in the last year? Isn't this like the third or fourth manoger?
So
Graham Potter, David Moyes. Who was the guy before Nuno? Was it Graham Potter?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Graham Potter. Not to mention the Spaniard. The one that Lopetegui.
Lopetegui had a small run, yeah.
Yeah, because Lopetegui replaced David Moyes, and Graham Potter replaced Lopetegui.
Right.
They need stability right now, and Nuno is the man. Buck Nuno, even though the percentage is pretty poor, he has a 12.5 winning percentage at West Ham currently. Bournemouth defeated Tottenham 3-2, Brentford 3-0 over Sunderland, Crystal Palace and Villa 0-0, Everton 1, Wolverhampton 1. Maybe with 4 points out of 2 games for Wolverhampton. Fulham 2-1 over Chelsea. Man City 1-1 Brighton. Man United 2-2 with Burnley 4-3. Newcastle defeated Leeds. Any other thing you want to highlight about this game and these results, and fold that in there, the new manager of Chelsea?
Yeah, I mean Chelsea. What if I was to put a bow on all of this is Manchester United fans and Chelsea fans could sit here and say, "Oh, we can still salvage the season. We are right there, and we're battling for Europe. We're battling." And you know what? Put Liverpool in it with it too. Liverpool, Man U. Hey, hell,
Liverpool reached that is.
I'm getting there. Liverpool, Man U, and Chelsea. Oh, we're just 1 win away from securing 5th spot or 4th spot. Liverpool, if we can get a good result against Arsenal tomorrow, we can be secured in 4th spot, right? I can't tell them this. Let me tell you the actual number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15. Let me go 14. No, let me go 13. Let me go 12. I would look at Liverpool. I forget about Liverpool. Man U and Chelsea fans. We're 1 win away from competing for 5th. You're also 1 loss away, or 3 points drop compared to the other teams from being 13th in the league. So Chelsea and Man U are closer to mid-table than they are to the Champions League spots right now.
But you just said it's just 1 win to move up, right? Did you not say that, or did I not hear that?
Yes, you heard that.
Okay.
And that is what optimistic fans going to say. But realistic fans is also going to say, well, you are Everton win away and you losing from Everton jumping 12 spots, or jumping from 12 up to 4. Which one do you think is more possible? Oh, so Manchester United, we see how much game them draw recently, right?
Yes.
You're going to say, well, they're going to get a new coach, and they're just 1 win away from being 4th. Okay, so tell me where this win is going to come from. Their next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Premier League games, right? Their next 7 Premier League games is this. So they host Brighton in the FA Cup this Sunday, right?
Mm-hmm.
So forget about that. Next Saturday, they host Manchester City in the Manchester Derby. Even if Erling Haaland is injured and cannot play, Man U cannot beat Man City. Then they travel to the Emirates to play Arsenal. You're not winning that game. Then you're hosting Fulham. Then you're hosting Tottenham. Then you travel to West Ham. Then you're traveling to Everton. Then you're hosting Crystal Palace. So I would be a fool to look at you and say, oh, of those 7 games, I see 5 wins. They can't beat Wolves. They can't beat Burnley. So how are we talking about beating these teams? So they're not 1 win away from Champions League spot. They're actually trending down. And them and Chelsea right now are not even in the 4th or 5th spot. They started today in 5th and 6th. Right now, Brentford has overtaken Man U and Chelsea. Newcastle has overtaken Man U and Chelsea. Right now, Chelsea is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th in the league, and Man U is 7th in the league right now.
Junior, you're engulfing 2 managers, and I'm very slow. I can't keep track. Just parse them apart, separate them out for me. Focus on Chelsea because we still get to Manchester United. Which one you want to focus on first?
Hell, my God. They're both the same to me.
All right. Liam, what is it? Rosinia is the man over at at Chelsea.
Yep.
5. I've seen reports 5.5, 6.5 years, whatever it may be.
5.5 years, yeah.
5.5 years. I don't know what next. I did read that his Strasbourg team is one of the most hard-working team in the French league. I think in terms of minutes covering different parts of the field, work rate statistically. So he's bringing that to Chelsea.
And the highest they finished was 7th in the French league.
Where's Chelsea sitting now on the table?
8th.
Okay.
They say he's more.
I mean, it's not. I mean, it's not a surprising higher. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. That's not the right thing. It is what it is. This is life at Chelsea now. I mean, maybe he's able to get something out of these players. I don't know. I don't have any deep thought on this. We'll see what happens. His first game is what? The FA Cup game? This weekend?
Liam Rothermere doesn't feel ready to coach Chelsea. Chose not to take charge of Chelsea for the first time.
Yeah, so
his first game is going to be the FA Cup.
Against Charlton, because he wasn't ready to.
But he chose not to coach against Fulham today.
He did say he traveled like late yesterday. I'm speaking to Sky Sports. He did say he traveled late and he didn't feel like he could have enough time on the field to start to implement his ideas. And he also said interim coach McFarlane did such a great job with Man City. Of course, Chelsea drew 1-1 with Man City. He thought it's best to let Mr. Callum McFarlane just continue with the Fulham game. I guess he didn't do such a great job.
He wanted the easier game.
So wouldn't you?
Yes, I would too. He made the right decision.
All right. No, over to your team, Manchester United. Last we were here, Ruben was the manager. No, he's not. What's your odds? Who you betting will get the job in the end?
Next year?
All right, so what's their plan? They're looking to get an interim for the remainder of the season?
They're going to have a caretaker. And right now, Ole is back. Okay. I mean, so it's not confirmed as yet, but it's kind of obvious. Ole and Carrick is going to be back. Okay. If you remember, when Ole was at the wheel the first time, it was Carrick and McKenna were his assistant coaches at the time. So it looked like that combination is coming back. Reportedly, They are trying to decide if they want to give it to Carrick or if they want to give it to Ole. And if they give it to Ole, will Carrick. So, long story short, they're going to have a caretaker and then they bring in somebody at the end of the season. Um, who I think is going to be? The cynic in me believes Ole is going to be the coach next year.
Okay, so he's gonna be the permanent man.
Yeah, the cynic in me believes he's going to come in. He's going to bring the goody goody joy joy vibes back. They're going to make it to Europe. I don't know. They're going to make it to Europe. I think they'll make it to Europe. If Ole come back with a goody goody joy joy and all the players buy in. Common sense says Oliver Glasgow is going to be the coach next year.
Okay, Crystal
Because
Palace.
it just makes too much sense. Crystal Palace, he's out of a contract at Crystal Palace at the end of the year. It just makes too much sense. The team already plays with a back three. Oliver Glasgow said that he's flexible playing back three or back four, and this is as a natural step up for him. So that makes sense. The fan in me would die to see Luis Enrique on the sidelines because we know Luis Enrique is going to be out of a contract at PSG as well. We know that's not going to happen, but that's the fun in me.
Darren Fletcher got a decent result today, Junior. And most importantly, Benjamin Sesko scored 2 goals today.
Yeah, but he should have scored a hat trick.
So Darren Fletcher will take over the next game also, the FA Cup game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's reported that he's been asked to coach the FA Cup
Okay.
game, which to me, that just pisses me off even more. Because FA Cup is a pathway to Europe, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why the hell would you use an interim coach and you're going to have a caretaker coach to come in? You're disrespecting Brighton. That's number one. Number two, you're in a battle for top 5. Why the hell would I have Fletcher coach against Brighton and then my caretaker coach come in and his first game is going to be the Manchester Derby?
Maybe you can ask Darren Fletcher to take over that game too.
I think that's where they're trending. I think they're trending towards let's have a good old boys club coaching, but we don't want to shock the system yet by bringing in Ole. Let's have Darren Fletcher get through this little rough patch. Find a way to beat Brighton Saturday. Survive Man City or Arsenal. Or what I mean by survive is don't get 5 and 6 love. We take a 1-1 at home against City and we take a 2 love against Arsenal. Then you bring in Ole and say, let's start the ball rolling. But in the 3 weeks, Ole is already, Ole and Fletcher are friends. Ole already said, I don't care about contract. I don't care about money. Just give me the job. So he's already talking to Fletcher about what to implement already. So that's a cynic in me. The cynic in me thinks is a good old boy club. Let's bring back Sir Alex days. The DNA in the club. Man, shut up.
Well, BM just says bring back Alex Ferguson.
I don't think Fergie want to deal with the board.
And Junior, watching the Man United team today, didn't Darren installed a back 4, which according to the English pundits, it makes it more pragmatic and not the wide open, exposed sort of Ruben Amorim ball.
They just didn't like Ruben Amorim and they just didn't like a back 3 at Manchester United. It's that simple. That's where it started.
Back 4 lining up.
They want to see the back 4, and apparently the back 4 make you play more expansive, and you can fly down the wings farther and faster. Have you guys watched Barcelona in their heyday, in their recent heyday?
Why are you so married to a back tree?
Huh?
Why are you do you prefer? Why are you so married to? Are you? Are
I
you
don't
married to
care.
Ruben Amarin's back
I
tree?
don't care. I just want good football.
You just want to win
Ruben
football
Amorim
games.
had his
Okay.
faults. Ruben Amorim had his issues. He had his faults,
Okay.
and he was too hard-headed.
Okay.
But I'm not going to sit down and try to trick myself to think that Manchester United magically plays better when they have a back four. It's the same crop of players. The same crop. So, whatever, man.
But another good thing today is that Kobe Mano returned to playing time. That was good for Manchester United. Junior. um, Ruben Amarin. Yeah, that's it, brother. So you go. We'll keep an eye on Manchester United versus Brighton in the FA Cup. Looking forward to see them. Looking forward to see the Darren Fletcher version of Manchester United. Liverpool versus Arsenal. Before we step away from the Premier League and touch some other football news. Dominic Szoboszlai had some choice. I don't know if this is disrespectful, but he said, and I want to make sure I get the exact quote here. Of course, Arsenal plays Liverpool tomorrow. Dominic Szoboszlai said, quote, "The Premier League is not easy. You don't win it by January, so I don't think we're playing against the champions. They're playing against the champions, and that's probably they know as well. We know as well, of course, that they are one of the favorites for this year. Unbelievable team. But we shouldn't also forget about Man City. No, we don't play against the champions. They play against the champions." He was emphasizing and reminding.
Reminding who?
I mean, it's factual.
But who? You say he was reminding? Reminding who?
Reminding the media.
No, he's reminding himself. He's reminding his punk ass team.
The man is reminding the media that is crowning Arsenal says they're playing against the champs. They're not the champs. Junior, if you put on your Mikel Arteta's hat and your Arsenal players, you hear this sort of comment. I mean, you must be going with blood in your eye tomorrow.
Why? But why though? Like that comment is so irrelevant.
Yeah.
That's what from an Arsenal perspective. Like, okay. Like, think about it from that's what I tell you. He's reminding who? The only people that comment affects is Liverpool fans and Liverpool. I think we're Liverpool fans, Liverpool players. Hey guys, we have to remember we are the champions until dethroned. We are not afraid to play against this team. We beat them. We would beat them to the title last year. Why are we running around scared? Why are people talking about them like they are the greatest things in sliced bread? You're talking from a Liverpool perspective. Arteta and Arsenal be like, okay, we're still going to play 90 minutes. So let's see how the game ends at 90 minutes. I don't think it's bulletin board material. Because it's not like they're winning a trophy after the game. If there was going to be a trophy after the game, or if there's going to be a coronation after the game, then it's a different conversation, right?
Yeah.
This would be a comment that is made if Arsenal only has one more win. They need 3 points to win the title, and you're about to play against Liverpool. And the committee and the reporter says, "Hey, they're 3 points away from winning the title. It's inevitable for them to win the title." Szoboszlai now could say, "I don't know what you're talking about. They don't win the title yet. We are still the champions. So they have to come beat we forget the title."
And of course, you should establish that. Don't come to a press conference disrespecting me about playing against champions. I am the champion.
Right. So stop. Are you talking from Slava side for our perspective or Arsenal?
I'm talking from Slobosly perspective. He's accurate.
Right.
He's
So
right. Yeah.
yeah, he's right. But he's only talking to Liverpool people. He's not talking to Arsenal. Arsenal people don't care. That's irrelevant to them. We come in to play 90 minutes. You try for all right, defend your trophy then. Defend your
All
trophy.
right.
Go
So
ahead, defend your
so
trophy.
that's the thing now. Is the defending the trophy, and that is exactly what Liverpool will be setting out to do tomorrow. Defending the
Oh,
trophy against Arsenal.
are, if they win, do they overtake the lead?
No. But you,
So shut the hell up,
but as
Slava.
Slobosly pointed out, you don't win the trophy in January.
But you can't win the trophy in January, but we definitely know if you can't win it in January though, right?
Yeah.
Can Liverpool win the Premier League title this year?
No, you need a miracle
Well,
for win.
shut up then, Slavosly. Shut up
Liverpool
then, shut up.
Liverpool needs a miracle. Stepping over to AFCON before we get to Jamaican football. Because long night. African Cup of Nations quarterfinals, round of 16 games ended yesterday. So quarterfinal games upon us. Friday, Mali will take on Senegal. On is that that's Friday at 11 a.m. right? Friday at 11 a.m. Mali will take on Senegal. And at 2 p.m. on Friday, let me get the schedule up here. Morocco takes on Cameroon on Friday at 2 p.m. Algeria will take on Nigeria Saturday at 11 a.m. And Egypt will round out against Ivory Coast on Saturday at 2 p.m. I guess Liverpool fans might be getting Mohamed Salah back by Sunday. How long is the flight from Morocco to England? Because get a flight Saturday night after a game, though.
Yeah, but by then Liverpool already play against Arsenal, so
Yeah. No, I mean, that the game that done, but I mean, you get a strength. You get back your striker, your right winger. Thoughts on the AFCON so far and these quarterfinal games coming up?
I think I think it's great games. I think great parity. But what's also great is that there haven't been any surprises. Mali getting where they are without winning a game, arguably we can say that is a surprise, right? But if you were to take Mali out and how they play, which team do you think that is home now? I guess South Africa. I guess South Africa might be the only team that might feel a little bit hard done. But where I'm going with it is it's been entertaining and every round have been the right games. Cause this quarterfinal is the right games coming up.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
mean,
right,
yeah,
yeah.
I think the tournament organizers couldn't ask for a better match,
Yes.
better games. I mean, yo, being TV couldn't ask for better matches
Yeah.
for this next round, and you have the big game, the big name players. Junior Victor Osimhen. Speaking of big name player, the behavior after the defeat or during the game against Mozambique. Um, some said his argument, some said it's more than that regarding him and Ademola Lookman. Um, if you are coach Eric Chelle, do you bench Victor Osimhen? Some in Nigeria, reading Nigerian news, some leaders there have been calling for him to be benched because they said this is a repeat offense. He apparently has demonstrated this behavior before, where if the ball is not given to him when he wants it, where he wants it, he gets argumentative and try like he want this the rest of the team members. And and apparently, I mean, he took it a step forward in that game. A game against Mozambique where they're winning 4-0. It's not like they might lose. So, would you bench Victor Osimhen for this game against
No,
Algeria?
no, that will be all internal, which means the only reason why you're not and the next playing out is because we need you. And that's just a part of life with sports. You have some players that get privilege because of the way of their value. And that's it. So they just need to call a spade
I
a
mean,
spade.
if he
Victor, we need you.
apologize to the group, yes, he remains. No,
Who
me
cares
bond
about
that.
apology?
Victor
No,
Osimhen are bigger than the side.
yeah, right. Apology is not necessary. What is done. You cannot untake it. You cannot not untake it. You
Fair enough.
cannot
You
take it.
cannot undo it. Yep.
It's already done. So you
Yeah.
can't come in. Well, you know what? I'm sorry for the way I outburst against you. Okay, you're sorry that you had the outburst. Well, the feelings. You can't apologize for the feelings. The feelings are real. So you're sorry that it was an outward thing. You're sorry that it's embarrassing. Cool, and we move on. You just better do your job. Like Pep says, you better do your job. Because if you play that game and miss an easy goal that costs us the AFCON, then we'll kick you out.
And so we'll see how that one plays out. But BCN Sports watch along Saturday morning, Algeria versus Nigeria, 11 a.m. Big game. Egypt versus Ivory Coast, 2 p.m. We'll do watch along of both of those games. Won't be able to do watch along on Friday. This Cameroon versus Morocco game, though, that's going to be an interesting game. Morocco is playing well. I think Cameroon and Ivory Coast has been quite impressive. Ivory Coast is probably the best looking team in this tournament. It's just a complete football team in terms of the depth off the bench. Nigeria is also a very strong team. Senegal, I mean, yeah, it's much more achievable. There are some big teams that remain in this AFCON. Big teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, any one of these 8 teams, well, outside of Mali, can win the AFCON from here.
I wouldn't sleep on Mali either, but yeah, you're right. I expected, yes. I agree.
Yeah, anyone, and the reason why Mali, I am not giving, like you mentioned, Mali got this far, it's somewhat through luck. They haven't won, they won the game, the knockout round game on penalties.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, over to Jamaican football, Junior. First press conference with Rudolph Speed, interim manager for the Reggae Boys. He took questions. He announced the different requirements to play for his Reggae Boys. I think one of the requirements is that you have to be in a top league. He also says that you need to be playing. All right. First press conference for the Reggae Boys, Junior. Talk to me. Your thoughts on it. You listened to it. I just watched the replay.
I listened to it. I was going to do an instant reaction to it live. BCN.
Big up, Fabi.
today.
Big up, BM. Big up. Yeah, go
And
ahead, Junior.
I was going to do an instant reaction to it, but then I just have to ask myself why. Why would I do a reaction to that? I mean,
Why not? Yeah, apparently you saw things that you could have reacted to. BM
no,
says
there was
Fabi
there
says
was,
top 20 league. Yes, that's
yeah.
one
So
of
he
the
said,
stipulations.
but there was another stipulation there. It's either you're playing in a top 20 league, or you're playing. I think he said in your domestic league or something like that.
And you need to be playing over 50% of the games.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, it, it's just all right. So Whisper can't play for Rudolph Speed then.
That name didn't even cross my mind.
No, but Whisper cannot play for Rudolph Speed.
That didn't cross my mind. I'm sure there will be exemptions. Oh,
So
players are
that's
grandfathered in. Isn't that one of the thing?
he did say that, but then
Yeah, players
that
are grandfathered in.
but that's the problem. That's the problem I had with the press conference. The press conference was something like it was just. I look. We Jamaicans have a problem too, that we don't support our own, right? Fabio, no man, Whisper can play, man. His club is in the top 20 league. He's playing for the under 21, sir. He's not playing for Chelsea main team. So no, based on that, no, he
Yeah, but
shouldn't
he
be.
didn't specify where I'm supposed to play junior. He didn't
But
say
that so so that's
Rudolph
the
Speed didn't
problem.
say he should be the senior team. He said, and I know you might be rubbing your eye and pissed off, but did he? So
No,
Whisper does qualify.
he didn't so he left a lot of wiggle room there.
Yes.
But the problem, all right, so this is where I was going with it. We don't support our own. When Steve McLaren, and I even caught myself when I was watching the interview, and then I was watching it and I saw all the comments that people were putting in, and it was one bagger, SYM, Speed, Wendell, that. This man is not good, this man is a roach, blah, 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 blah. It was all negative, right? And then I remembered Steve McLaren's press conference was all positive. And see what you about Bill him side and blah, 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 right? And Steve McLaren came on, and if you remember clearly, it was just a bug, a foolishness he was saying. You know, Jamaican players, they have great talent here, and I just want to maximize the talent. And I speak to Mason all the time, and Mason is blah 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 blah. Just a bag of crap. But we all sat there and we all soaked it in, and oh, this is great and blah blah blah. While Rudolph Speed had to come in and do a presentation. He had to give a presentation, and he had to present the list of players, and he was even backed into a corner where he had to defend his own credentials. Where I'm going with it is 6 and 1 half a dozen. Same thing. Rudolph Speed should not have felt the need to defend himself. And I should not also have felt the need that I am being told by this man how he's going to pick his team. And what I was expecting to hear was, here's our plan moving forward. I am here really just to coach 2 games. I'm here to beat New Caledonia, and I'm here to go up against DR Congo and hopefully beat DR Congo and make it to the World Cup. For me to achieve that, we have to get some games in. It's going to be hard to get games in for all the players. However, we're going to play against Grenada next week, and we have a camp, local camp with some local players. I am hoping that we can figure out some way to align the chemistry for what I want as a coach, so that we can build towards beating New Caledonia and beating DR Congo. It should not be, well, a player have a player in the top 20 league in the world for me to pick them. Hey, dude, we don't need to hear that. It just felt like a man will sit down and lie on his resume and get a job, and him doing the first presentation at work, and him spending him time trying to prove that he can do the work. Brother, do the work we get hired for. You don't need to prove yourself, man. That's how I took it.
I mean, it's just, and I'm gonna try to remain consistent here. At the end of the day, my stipulation, whether it's top or all of our stipulations, I think, but I'm not speak for everybody. I'm just speak for me. I mean, at the end of the day, you win football games. Your job is to win football games. You've taken on this responsibility, Mr. Speed. I wish you all the best. I don't care who you want to call or who you want to play. I just want to see victories. Win. I don't have any stipulation about style or formation or if you have played Grenada or Sisters of the Poor. I want to know that when you play New Caledonia, you can beat New Caledonia and subsequently beat DR Congo. That is your job, and if you can't do the job, then go on a road. That's the job. Now, apparently he went on a scouting mission because he went to AFCON to watch DR Congo.
That's the next thing too.
And I thought, okay, okay, I don't. I mean, well, there's one black man to go Africa still, but I don't know if it's
no the work, but then
I don't know. I don't see the big deal of going to Afghan to watch DR Congo right now. What's that scouting?
It's okay that he felt the need to go watch it, but then the man sit down and say, well, you know, DR Congo is a very talented team, you know. I'm gonna tell you something. It's different when you're watching them live. I'm like,
yeah, but he also says he doesn't want to give you big up. I think who asked the question? He says I can't divulge my plans. I mean, I don't know if he have any plans right now.
oh, but who care about the plans?
Yeah, we don't
When
care.
the man tell the reporters, it's different when you watch the game live.
Okay.
I was like, what? So you're trying to validate the reason why you went over there. It just felt the whole thing just felt defensive to me. And when you watch Wendell Downsville was sitting for the far left. Wendell Downsville literally sat like this the whole time.
Yeah, Wendell Downsville, the next one here.
No, but it just felt like Rudolph Speed feels like he's starting 10 yards behind the starting line. And it just feels to me like he feels like he's being defeated before the game even starts. Which is not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling as a Jamaican fan. And maybe I am over-analyzing it. Maybe. But what took the cake for me was when I couldn't hear the question. But them asking about he's a local coach or something like that.
Yeah, they asked. I think I'm not call who asked the question, but they did ask him. I think that the question was centered was more towards you're stepping up from, club football to international. You're
Right.
managing a national team to a club team. What sort of But the way the question was worded, I think the person who asked the question say you go from a local coach or a domestic coach now to international coach. Rudolph Speed was quick to point out, say, my coach are foreign.
Right.
I'm coaching England.
And then to validate it, a coach with a national under 17 team. What? That would give me confidence? What that tell me, no Benton, is dog Nyamusopa, if a player get injured early against New Caledonia, or we get a red card, or we give up an early goal against, it just feel to me like Rudolph Speaker is standing there like a deer in headlights. I just get a vibe like if everything don't go as according to plan, when coaches have to be adjustable and flexible on the fly.
Yeah.
I just get the vibe like Rudolph Speed going freeze.
Yeah. It's saying yeah.
And this is me nitpicking, right? But let me tell you something. And somebody for the production and them something there. Image and what you choose to show is very important, right?
Mm-hmm.
So first they had a ball on the table. I big up to Rice Simpson, Gensec. Before it started, the press conference started, the live had started. Rice Simpson take up the ball. I got a official World Cup ball still in the box for put their for the tail in front of the coaches, right?
Mm.
So when we noticed that, we said, okay, they're being nitpicky with presentation now. No, the fact they take up a regular ball and put in a World Cup ball and Rice Simpson tell up that make sure you put the World Cup logo facing the camera.
Yes,
I
yeah.
said, all right, presentation is very important to the right now. So let me watch the presentation piece. So I'm look for the chair them. I'm say, all right, leather chairs, all the same. Okay, everything is uniform, right? Then we say Simon come up, we say um Speed, Wendell. I don't know who the fourth
Is
person
that the
was.
other? Is that the assistant coach Michael Donaldson?
I think it's Donaldson. I think it's Donaldson. Thought we were going to say it was Miguel Coley.
No,
But
no,
I think it's
Donaldson.
Donaldson.
It's a new it's one that they it's a new guy who's from Arsenal or from
That might be it. That might be it. But this is the thing what got me bent on in terms of presentation. And this is how I know Rudolph Speed have a complex. Look at how everybody dress. The three individuals, four of them. Outside of Rudolph Speed, everybody wore a Jamaica black trading top, right?
mhm.
Rudolph Speed wore a tracksuit, full Jamaica
Yeah man,
sweat top.
my man, Adidas tracksuit, my man.
Yeah, I will see it. I will say, you really taking this thing serious. Like Steve McLaren presented himself like he was on vacation all the time. I always have on him sweatshirt, I've had him shorts, and I was have a smile upon his face, and he can't tell say him have a glasses, guy face red, except for the glasses mark, right? He
Yeah.
presented himself like that. Cool and collected. While Rudolph Speed Rudolph Speed looked like? Rudolph Speed looked like when Titus, when Titus didn't take the play the first time.
Mhm.
I thought because it just look like, dude, you take this too far though. Cause we know out the hot. And you wear the sweat top, brother? No, man. The right things will be watched. But sit down and we'll watch that. And Rudolph Speed him present himself up in the camera, way up with it, while Simon sit down like a regular reporter. The assistant coach sit down and Wendell just say, you could just tell in my heart of hearts, you can tell them a look for Rudolph Speed like, brother, you're out of your depth. You're out of your depth. And maybe he can get it. Maybe he can get it over time. But I'm worried.
I mean,
But worried.
and big up Fabi. I think Fabi asked about the 52 of 60-man squad. Of course, he says he's 8 players short for his 60-man squad. Did they said they would release
They would release it to the media, but they won't put it online because
okay, the
they know
Manchester
the media
release.
house
Okay,
has to get it
because
to
of course that's good.
um,
So, but we don't know. Fabi asked if Whisper, they
I- Oliver. No, Titus will take play too. When Oliver Oliver, because Oliver did have on the earmuff and the big jacket. Oliver may I think about.
yes,
Oliver.
yes, Oliver did
Oliver.
take play. Oliver did take play. In
Oliver,
fact,
Oliver,
Oliver the
Oliver, yeah.
airport at talk about if the woman ask him for your box, talk about if you when your box who, yeah man,
I'm of him shed pad, yeah.
yeah
So
man, and then go
it,
on
that
plane with big thermos. I eat food.
and maybe I'm reading him wrong, but I think I'm worried. I just think in such a big game, you are 2 wins away from going to the World Cup. Now is not the time for somebody to play coach. Now is the time for somebody who knows he's the coach to establish his system.
Well, this comes circle back to what do you say? I would say I am not the coach. I'm a head manager. I would say that.
Ruben,
Ruben, yes.
yeah.
A man say I'm not the coach. All right. So, I mean, the objective of this presentation, or the JFF presser, right, was to try to maybe kind of allay or delay or calm any fears, right? The fan base and maybe the the investors, the major financial backers of the program, and the people who have spent a bag of money for the flag of Mexico. Junior, you feel comfortable hearing that from that press conference as one of those consumer of the product of which is the reggae voice?
No, I think the presentation today was to announce the game against Grenada. I
Okay,
don't think they care about the I don't think they're worried about the sponsors. The sponsors are
okay,
already on board. I think I think they needed to get speed out in front of the cameras
okay.
early and get his voice out there early because there's a whirlwind coming. And the whirlwind is we don't know which players going to want to play for it. So you don't want the first rhetoric out there to be players coming out and saying this man come in and this blah 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 blah, right? Because Butler, big up Craig Butler, he didn't get the traction he was hoping for with the anti-speed rhetoric. But you would never want Leon Bailey to be the one to say that. So you
Yeah,
get ahead of it, you get it, we all in this thing together kind of a
yeah,
mentality.
yeah.
And
So
you,
that, yep, yep, yep. That was
so,
part of
so
the message.
now,
It's not JFF qualified. Yeah, it's just Jamaica.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
So now the players now have to turn themselves into a pariah.
Okay. And based on what you saw from Speed, maybe I don't know if it's premature to make this assessment, but based on what you saw, this is the evidence we have to go off. Huh? Um, can he lead top level players to the World Cup? Because it's one thing for lead young players of which he's been predominantly been in charge of at Cavalier, and he's had quite a success, right? Now you're gonna lead big, well, for lack of a better word, men who thinks of them a general.
So this is the thing, and I can talk from coaching perspective, not at that level, not the same sport, right? But like I tell my son, I tell him I am a great basketball developer of talent up until ninth grade. Anybody once a person hits ninth grade, 10th grade, my expertise ends. I cannot develop a high school basketball player. And I know my limitations, right? The worst thing a coach can do, and you have done it, I have done it, and we have experience from both sides of that fence, as a player and as a coach. The worst thing a coach can come in and do is not be consistent. You can't you have to have a level of consistency in everything that you do for the players to respect you. And the next thing is not knowing the limitations. And if you truly understand your limitations and you understand this is where my expertise are, then you have a chance of leveling with players out there that might have some doubts or skepticism around you. Because if that vulnerability, if you show that I'm not a three card man, here are my cards. I'm not playing three card. You play England. I don't coach in England. You play a certain system, I play this system. I'm hoping we can play this system. How do you feel about this? And if I can get that kind of rapport built with the players where there's still I am still the coach, you are still the player. But I value your opinion and we will definitely take your opinion in consideration. There's a fine line to walk. But if you can establish that, he has a chance. But if you will come out there now and say, yo, me are the coach, we're going to do this. I don't care what you would do over there, so what do this here, so you're going to lose it. And he strikes me like the type of person that probably is going to try to lead to the heavy hand, and that not going to work.
Yeah, but he's the man who said we don't care about feelings, right? The man that care about feelings, man.
Right.
Time for go my yard. Big up to
Yeah.
all those on the live. Smash the like button, family. Smash the like button. Rudolph Speed was asked about his role as the previous role as an advisor to his current role as an interim coach. Has the objectives changed? Transitioning from advisor consultant. I think that was the question. He was a consultant to the previous manager. Now he's the interim manager. Has his objectives changed because his roles has changed? And he says, no, the objective is still the same. Now, the way he answered that question, that speaks to me that he was more involved in the previous iteration of the Reggae Boys.
I don't interpret it that way.
Than I thought. So,
I interpret it that the reporter asking either is a fussy.
Is a lady? I think I asked him, right?
I could have been a 3-year-old pick these to a fussy. It's either fussy or they know more than what was coming out, because that's a trick question.
Yeah, it's a
Okay,
trick, but it's also it's a question. It's a valid point, I think, to be asked, because
If that I don't think it's a valid point.
the way I think, how much of the blame of the failure to automatically qualify falls to Rudolph Speed being a part of the previous administration, and
None.
now because that will then kind of modify one's expectation going forward. Because if we find
don't
out that
think he
Rudolph
should
Speed
be
is a
replaced.
bug round corner when my coach at the side there, then Rudolph Speed now got turn fancy coach tomorrow for carry go a World Cup.
But you don't need to be a fancy coach to go World Cup.
Well, you
You
probably
just
need
need
to
the
be
right
better
decisions.
than something than that to win these 2 games.
That's true, but you just need to make the right decisions. So
Especially in the time frame. I mean, it's a I mean, and also he did say that there's a potential for another game, right? In February.
yeah, so they are going to play another game, but they weren't going to release the opponent. But they say that not I don't think they determined the opponent yet, but they did say it's going to be a higher ranked
A
team
higher
than
rank
Great.
than the, and also equally as important. One question I think was asked about, and I want to get your thoughts. The type of opponent. Would you prefer to see them play opponents that mimic the potential
Yes.
opponents that will play?
Yes.
Or Rudolph Speed seems to suggest, did I hear that right? That is not of a big deal right now?
Which is crazy. But
No,
yes,
I
you
just want to make sure I hear that correct. Did he say that?
yes.
Okay.
But you have to, yeah, you in an ideal situation, you want to play against teams that you're going to play against that in the important games, so you can prepare. Your players graded up. First of all, what is the purpose of this local camp?
All right, so then tease that out a little bit. I know we need to go because
Or we can discuss this Sunday.
yeah, but yeah, no man, tease it out. With the man them are running, the peer questions are running. And the BM say, you remember say Steve was the technical advisor. He's just as guilty as but the opponent, back to the opponent point Niamek. The fact that he's saying or said that at this stage it doesn't matter. Does, at least I think that's what he said. I was trying to say. Is it a situation where, all right, since I can't in an ideal situation get my preferred opponent that would mimic the type of team that I would play, I will then try to address playing style, camaraderie, familiarity with my group, because I'm a new voice to them in this position. So I check the boxes I can check on my end.
None of that is going to work.
Okay.
You want me to tell you why?
Yeah.
You're using an all local squad. How much are these players legitimately in the contention for your last 22?
So that's another thing, because he did say also that they will be reaching out to players next week. So the 52-man squad that he mentioned are the provincial 52-man list that could potentially will balloon to 60 that he presented. He did point out that could change. So whosoever that was presented that information means that just take it with a grain of salt, because he did say we're gonna reach out to people next week.
Which is why there was so much ambiguity in that press conference. I didn't want to break it down because it just didn't make any sense.
The longer we chat was a press conference, I'm more.
No, yeah, but that's what I tell you. We have a local squad to get ready. Dude, you're only coaching 2 games max. You're contracted to coach 2 official games max. Why you put a local squad together in a camp to when your chances are when push comes to shove you're not playing any of them? So is the money you spend on this camp could be spent paying the Zoom bill, and you invite the players them and say, look, you have to reach out to all the players them that you want to bring in and say, look, we're trying to make it to the World Cup. We don't have a FIFA official date. That's cool. But we can't, there's nothing stopping us. Technology doesn't stop us from at least building something on paper, what we want to look like. And we can strategize. How about everybody give me 30 minutes or an hour a week? I will sit down and talk. What if you're interested in a player, and then we'll talk and build a system together. So when we come to training, getting ready for New Caledonia, the real players them, we hit the ground running because we already mentally flesh out what we want to look like. So now let's take the little time we have to work on it on the field. Why would we spend more time doing that than other versus capping local players that they're not playing against New Caledonia and DR Congo. So come on, man. Maybe I am nitpicking. Me done.
No, I mean, I think at the end of the day, these concerns are valid. I mean, don't know. I mean, again, Rudolph Speed is a man who played a very vital role in the qualifications that did not automatically occurred. BM says Whisper cannot play who doesn't qualify because Chelsea 2 is not a top 20 league. He doesn't qualify because EPL 2 is not a top 20 league.
Right. Right.
No, but this was a grandfather in. A grandfather. I will have to say good luck to Mr. Speed. We'll continue to do wall-to-wall coverage. Good luck to the Reggae Boys. I did also find it weird, like, the camp started today, and the press conference occurred early. So it was almost like a rush. So I'll just throw this together so we do this thing, yeah. So, yeah. So there you go. Liverpool versus Arsenal tomorrow. Good luck to both teams. Arsenal win a trophy. This year I phone a thing. No need for win a trophy. Afghan watch along on Saturday. Stay tuned for headlines tomorrow. No headlines tonight because you don't know how you go. Yo,
I might be doing the watch along tomorrow for Liverpool.
Okay. See it there.
Have time.
See it there. And yo, I that to know. Time to take over yourself. Time to take over yourself. Big up to all those on the live. Have a great rest of the week, family. See you tomorrow if we do a watch along. Look